And listen, it's kind of obvious when you're missing your top receiver and then even, another one in Noah Brown, like that would make a difference. And it does. And Zach Ertz can still play. Like Jaden Daniels is still, makes very good decisions and is accurate. Like those things jumped out. Defensively, I thought they have had a really good summer. I think they will be an improved unit. I felt like at times it wasn't their best. And whether it's like, pass rush, at times maybe not quite as effective. Some of the coverage, I wouldn't call it breakdowns, but just, not, losing your guy a little bit. But I don't think that's I'm not like concerned about that after one joint session because you don't know you don't know what they're trying to do. You don't know what they're trying to accomplish, what they're calling or why, et cetera. But, most of it though, to me, a lot of it is just individuals, right? That's kind of what I focus on in those things too, a lot.
So defensively, in particular, the secondary, that's, they made a lot of changes in the offseason.
Right.
And then Lattimore, even though they acquired him last year, this is a big year. So do you think the secondary is going to be considerably better?
Yeah, I definitely do. And part of it because, listen, Trey Amos is a good corner, is going to be a good corner. And, I know like a couple years ago, Emmanuel Forbes was here, and I think people wanted him to be a good corner, but you saw way more inconsistencies. And sometimes you might overlook some of those to see like, okay, well there he's around the ball or this, but with Amos, like there's a consistency to his game. He will be, clearly he's going to give up a few catches because they all do, but there is a patience and maturity to the way he plays and his ability to play press. So I think like they have more ability to play different coverage, like with, at times with like St. Juste and that group, like St. Juste was I would not call him a confident corner. So you get into tight situations, and I think it results in penalties, big plays allowed, et cetera. I don't think like these guys are going to shrink from that moment at all. Like it doesn't feel like it's in their DNA. The question will be, and I think Samersow inside will be very good. He's had a good summer. The other day, the Pats got him on a few crossers, but I'm not really worried about him because he showed what he could do. I think he's a good corner. The key will be Lattimore and what level he plays at and if he's durable. And we were talking to him afterwards, and he's talked about the burst being back, et cetera, but what he's trying to get back to is consistent technique, and that's really footwork. And I don't think he's quite there yet with that. As he pointed out, he's missed a lot of time the last 3 years, and that impacts all of that. So can he get that back? But I do think that group gives you a better ability, and I think the safeties are smart. I think that helps too. But I think that group gives you the ability to play different style of coverages and allows you to play like that. Joe Witt wants to be press man, and it allows you to do different things with your pressures off of that.
John, I listen to a lot of your stuff. I take a lot of what you say, your observations, very seriously, and I lock it in and I regurgitate a lot of it. To be honest with you, I try to credit you always, John. But one guy that I haven't heard a lot about, and I feel like in a lot of ways defensively they're kind of like building all around him, is Kinklaw, who I kind of characterized as, let's be honest, a bit of a career underachiever, and we're giving him a bunch of money. Maybe it's not that much relative to the position for other stars, but still, for a career underachiever, kind of building the defense around him, and I haven't heard much about him. Is that just they're just laying low and just haven't had a real opportunity for him to shine, or like what's going on with him?
So a couple of things. One, I don't think they're building the defense around him. He's not that level, right? Like that's I never have gotten that sense. I think what he does, so there are a couple of things. Like the other day,
all I hear is he's big. That's all I ever hear.
He's definitely big, right? He's definitely big. So there are a couple of things. Like they are moving him around along the line. So, there are times in there when they play their big 3 defensive tackle set, he might be as an end. Other times he's just strictly a tackle. I've seen him line up over the center a couple of times in the pass rush situations. So he's lined up all over the place. You see it at times. There are definitely times where in the past, he's had a tendency to get too upright on some plays, especially when it ends, and I've seen that a little bit. That's something he's going to have to get out of. I don't, The salary thing, like he's 5.3 on the cap this year, and I think next year it's a little over 16. So this is a play it forward contract, right? Like they feel like he's just now ascending, and we'll see if they're right. And the reason why they say that goes back to he had dealt with a lot of injuries in San Francisco, and the last couple of years he's been healthier, and so I think they feel like that will help in the off season too. Whether or not, we'll see if they're accurate, right? We'll find out.